This presentation will describe the regulations that have led to reductions of carbon monoxide, or CO, from mobile sources. Carbon monoxide is a gas that has no odor or color and can be harmful when inhaled in large amounts. Carbon monoxide is released when something is burned, and it's associated with exhaust from cars and trucks. The burning of fossil fuels to power on-road vehicles and other machinery is the largest source of carbon monoxide to outdoor air. Mobile source emissions are the pollution emissions from on-road vehicles, which in Florida number more than 20 million. In 1999, the emissions of carbon monoxide from mobile sources were almost 20 times as large as the stationary source emissions, which include power plants and other large industries. By 2015, the mobile source emissions were just under 15 times as large as the stationary source emissions, though emissions from both sources have been decreasing over time. Carbon monoxide emissions from mobile sources are indicated with the black solid line measured in tons and labeled on the left-hand side of the graph. The graph also depicts vehicle miles traveled in Florida in millions of miles with a dashed orange line and its label located on the right-hand side of the graph. Regulations designed to reduce carbon monoxide from mobile sources were put in place by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. At the start of the timeline for this graph, the 1998 heavy-duty diesel engine and Tier 1 passenger vehicle rules were already in effect. In 2004, the Tier 2 passenger vehicle rules became effective and were phased in for the next 4 model years. While there have been no additional motor vehicle requirements that targeted carbon monoxide, the emissions have continued to decrease due in part to fleet turnover. As older, more polluting cars and trucks are replaced with new ones, the emissions will decrease even though the vehicle miles traveled do not decrease. In the last decade, the number of non-traditional vehicles increased. These vehicles would include hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and all-electric vehicles, which reduce on-road carbon monoxide emissions. The graph clearly displays that carbon monoxide emissions have decreased in spite of the increases in vehicle miles traveled over the same time. For additional information on air quality in Florida, please visit www.floridadep.gov/air.